Greetings ladies and gentlefish, it's time to turn your game mode down to easy. We are playing the KV-1S in this replay, and unlike our previous replay, we have the big gun. But we're on El Haluf, which is not this tank's favourite map. This tank tends to favour up close in your face engagements where it doesn't really have to bother to aim, and this map does not really favour that. But nonetheless, you know, we can still do well. And this is still a horrifically overpowered tank. So, we are going to head over to the corner of Fail, well, the heavy tank corner. You know, sort of A2 kind of region. And you can see, this thing is mobile. This thing is, you know, we're doing 45 kilometers an hour. Not going downhill, and not along a road or anything, just going 45 kph. There are medium tanks that can't go that fast, or that have to go downhill to do it. Just saying. Anyway, so we've immediately lost it to T-49, who decided the best thing that an overpowered Tier 5 tank destroyer could do was suicide across the map. Well, no, I'm not going to say it's overpowered. I've heard it said that it is overpowered, certainly the camo on it, but word to the wise, next patch, tank destroyer camo is getting the crap nerfed out of it. They are not going to retain their camo value after firing, which is a big deal, because that was kind of their class bonus. Anyway, we are just going to come up this hill. Now, if you are coming up this hill on this map, from this side of the map, you do not have to crest this hill. And if you don't have very good gun depression, and I'm in a Russian tank, none of them have particularly good gun depression apart from the Matilda 4, which isn't really a Russian tank. If you don't have very good gun depression, then cresting this hill may well be to your detriment. If, however, you are happy not to crest the hill, you can rack up a lot of assistance damage. So we're 2 tanks down, we just lost an M7, oh joy. I'm just going to poke up here and see what we can see. Now, I think it's a Stug covering me, and he will be invaluable, as will the artillery, because I'm basically alone here, and that Stug and the artillery are going to support me, and they are going to do a sterling job. And there's a bounce, which is nice because it was from one of those KV-1S 122mm death cannons, and they have like a 13, 14, 15 second reload, and the shells cost over 1,000 credits each. I've got one too, but they hurt if they hit you. So I'm just trying to keep these guys lit up. Basically, I'm not going up there. I'm not going to crest that hill. I would die. I don't want to die. I'm perfectly happy staying alive. Oh dear. So we nailed a Stug, which was great. They nailed a Chi-He, which was less great, and then we nailed a Hetzer, and they nailed an Su-100. There just seems to be a chain of tanks dying at the moment, and so the score is currently 2-4. And here we have a tank destroyer who decides to try his luck, gets slammed by artillery, and the KV-1S bounces again. Might have hit my gun mantle or something. Now that Viper chap is in a Hellcat. Now, that ARL, what did he do wrong? Well, firstly, when he came around that corner, he just gave me a free shot into his side armour, which was never going to end well. And, you'll notice there, firstly, there was a hit in from the Stug, and secondly, there was an artillery shot come down. So these guys have got my back, and so I thank them, because that is very useful to know. I'm glad they've got my back, and actually, there's a T-80 up there as well, and I think, oh god, T-80, what you doing? You shouldn't be up there, but I'm not going to complain too much because he is useful. Hello, Mr. Wolverine. He takes a big old smack to the face, and the T-80 polishes him off. Nice, sweet, and suddenly we're 5-4 up. So basically, I can't go up there or I'm just going to be obliterated. And these guys, if they had any common sense, would not be coming round and trying to kill me. Word to the wise, if one tank tries it and gets nuked, you're probably not very special. You're probably going to suffer the same fate. If 2 tanks try it, and they each get nuked, well, draw your own conclusions. And everyone else who's up here, I think, well, they appear to have finally gotten the message. So I'm just trying to poke up here and spot them. Spot them for artillery. I say thank you to the T-80 there for nailing the Wolverine. I'm going to side scrape around this corner, and oh god, KV-1S. Kill it, kill it, kill it with fire. I'm backing off because I don't want to take that. And he just takes out my observation device, which I can live with. I was going to say, because I really don't want to take that shell to the face. Now that was lucky. If his shot had landed a fraction lower, he'd have gone right through my hull. But it didn't, and that's good. And oh dear, dear, dear. KV-1S decides he's going to go round. This is not a good idea, because whilst it's kind of outflanking me, he's going to leave himself an easier shot for artillery. And probably for the Stug and T-80, but it's not going to hurt a KV-1S, who are camping back there. And there we go. Stug's opening up on him. Artillery's opening up on the Hellcat. Hellcat puts some damage into me, and I execute the Hellcat. 2 kills. Now I'm reloading and tracked, and oh god, this KV-1S comes round, gets a shot into me, sets me on fire, almost kills me. That is bad. But that Stug and the T-80, I suppose, but mainly the Stug, are not letting him have an easy time of it. Oh, neither's the artillery. He's down to 1/3 of his health. 13%. And there we go. Stug just takes him out. Oh, VK 3601H. But remember, I have friends. And this artillery, the T-80 and the Stug, these 4 were a pleasure to play with. I went up and did my job, sitting on this hill, and they did theirs, blowing the living tar out of anything that tried to come and get me. And it worked great. It really did. They were fantastic guys. So if you ever play with, let's see if I can find them, Freya the Strong, Juka 986, or Marius 180279, if you ever get a chance to play with any of those guys, they're good. They're good to play with. You can see artillery just completely nailed that VK. That VK is now on 10%. But in case you hadn't noticed, oh, there we go, T-80, tier 4 game, tier 6 game, tier 4 light tank, doing what he can. He just executes a Cromwell. Cromwell is a very dangerous machine, but doesn't have much in the way of armour. So I'm telling people, don't let that VK up there on 10% get me from behind. Because in case you hadn't noticed, there's someone's in our base and he needs rooting out. And so the Stug says, yep, sure, I'm covering you. Which is nice. And the artillery is trying to draw our attention to the base, which I am totally on board with. Someone needs to go in and make that guy go away. And I'm the closest one, really. There's another couple of heavies, but they've spent a little bit of time getting over here. So this is encounter, so I go and park in the cap point behind a rock. I am not in any hurry to leave my spot. Oh, it's the flak bus. And the flak bus decides to be an idiot. Don't do that, waste of time. There we go, flak bus is down. And so I move out the cap circle again. I don't want to make myself an easy target. There are some guys going to go into the cap circle and fine, bully for them. That VK hasn't come at me from behind, which is nice. The Stug was covering me effectively. Good man, thank you very much for that. Freya the Strong. Oh, someone's trying to nail me. I think that was their Nashorn, and I'm kind of lucky he missed. But you know what? I'll take a little bit of luck. And there's the VK. KV-1S nails him. And it's just their tier 5 VK, the 3001H, and the Nashorn remaining. And I'm pretty sure the Nashorn had a pop at me earlier on. There's the VK, so we spend 3 years aiming. But he pulls back. Okay, fine. These guys are capping, and I'm on 140 health. The Nashorn just nailed our flak bus, and we could still lose this. This is not a foregone conclusion. So there's a low health KV-1S and a low health Churchill sitting in the cap circle, and so why not add a third low health heavy tank to the mix, and so we can slowly cap our way to victory. And it forces their hand, it forces them to come out and do something, to come out and make us die. Now that Churchill is using a 75mm gun. The poor guy. Don't use that gun, in my opinion, on the Churchill unless you're going to fire a load of premium out of it. You're better off using the 6-pounder, I think. Now that KV-1S is poking his backside facing the enemies. That might seem a little bit weird, but it will allow him to quickly escape if he needs to. Although he may not be able to, they might just kill him. So we win by cap. And I think in that game, we don't actually do a great deal of much. We get something like 800-900 damage done. But we do something like 2.7k spotting damage. We get a load of assistance damage, and we've got our 3 kills. Net result, we get the highest XP on the team. The artillery and the Stug also do quite well, if I remember correctly. In fact, I think the Stug might get the 2nd highest XP on the team. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, nice little game there in the KV-1S. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to catch some of my other videos if you did, or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you happy hunting on the battlefield. Ciao, ciao.